It was a calm evening in Shanghai, until the internet exploded. Just when fans thought they had seen it all, just when whispers had started to fade into silence, the unexpected happened. Kai and Tan Songyun, the on-screen couple that once set the internet ablaze with their electrifying chemistry, was spotted together again. But this time, not on set. This time, it was real, raw, intimate, and undeniably romantic. A fan captured the moment. A soft, grainy video that only lasted 15 seconds. But it was enough. The clip showed Kai casually dressed in a dark jacket, cap low over his eyes, waiting outside a secluded fusion restaurant near the Huangpu River. The air around him was charged with anticipation. Then, like a scene from a romance drama, Tan Songyun emerged, wearing a beige coat over a cream-colored dress, her smile illuminating the dim alleyway like moonlight. She laughed, lightly slapping his arm as he leaned down to whisper something in her ear. His hand moved instinctively to the small of her back, gently guiding her inside the restaurant. That subtle touch, intimate, familiar, sent fans into a frenzy. As news spread like wildfire on social media, hashtags erupted across Weibo and Twitter. #Kai Tan Songyun date night. #Sparks fly again. #Shanghai reunion. This wasn't just a dinner. This was a moment. A spark reigniting. Inside the restaurant, an anonymous staff member later revealed details that made fans' hearts pound louder. The pair had reserved a private room on the upper floor, overlooking the city skyline. Candlelight flickered from their table, and the ambience was quiet, romantic, far from the chaos of fame outside. They looked very comfortable, the staff member said. There was laughter. She touched his hand several times. He looked at her like she was the only person in the world. Fans remember the days of the Legends drama, when Kai and Tan Songyun first met. Their natural chemistry on screen was so believable that it often blurred into reality. Rumors of a relationship sparked during the filming, with fans dissecting every behind-the-scenes moment, every stolen glance, every lingering smile. But both stars remained tight-lipped, always emphasizing their close friendship. That friendship seems to have found a new chapter. As the dinner ended, paparazzi caught the two exiting the restaurant. But what truly blew everyone's minds was what happened next. Kai reached for her hand, not in a rushed or hidden gesture, but openly, proudly. Tan Songyun didn't pull away. In fact, she tightened her grip. And then, the most unexpected moment, he pulled her gently toward him, whispered something, and kissed her forehead. It wasn't a publicity stunt. There were no other cameras, no staff from their agencies hovering in the background. This was just them, two hearts finding rhythm again. Back at Kai's car, a sleek black SUV with tinted windows, he opened the door for her like a gentleman from a classic romance novel. She slid in, turning back to smile at him before he joined her, and the vehicle drove off into the Shanghai night. Online reactions were immediate and wild. OMG, they are really together. I knew it from the Legends days. Kai kissed her forehead. Do you know how intimate that is? Tan Songyun looked so happy, like she was glowing. If this is real, I will believe in love again. As media outlets scrambled to get statements from their agencies, neither Kai nor Tan Songyun responded. Silence often speaks volumes, and this silence echoed loudly through the hearts of fans who've waited years for confirmation of what they always felt was real. But what makes this story even more intriguing is the timing. Both actors have been relatively low-key about their private lives in recent months. Tan Songyun had recently wrapped up filming a modern romantic drama and was spotted traveling solo across Europe. Kai, while busy with his latest historical series, had been unusually quiet about his off-screen life. Insiders close to both stars revealed that they had been in touch even after filming ended years ago, maintaining a connection that never really faded. One stylist, who wished to remain anonymous, stated, even when they worked on different projects, Kai would occasionally ask how she was doing. He once even turned down a collaboration because he didn't want to be paired too closely with someone else romantically on screen. He was protective. Tan Songyun, known for her genuine nature and emotional depth, has always spoken highly of Kai in interviews. Is funny, warm, and surprisingly thoughtful, she once said during a press conference, smiling in a way that had fans reading between every word. So what brought them back together? Was it fate? Nostalgia? Or had their connection simply survived the test of time and spotlight? One close friend hinted at something deeper. They were always good for each other, she shared. Sometimes people drift apart, not because of lack of love, but because of timing. But when the timing is right again, it's like they pick up where they left off. The romantic night date wasn't just about rekindling an old flame. It symbolized a moment of courage. In an industry that often demands secrecy, Kai and Tan Songyun chose to be seen. Chose each other. Chose the possibility of something real, no matter the consequences. And the consequences? Massive. Brands that previously partnered with them individually are now scrambling for couple deals. Fan pages are being reactivated. Edits, clips, and montages from their old drama are now trending again. A rerun of the legend spiked in viewership overnight. But more than commercial success, this moment gave fans hope. In a world full of scripted realities and PR-driven love stories, Kai and Tan Songyun's night out felt raw and beautifully unscripted. One fan wrote on Weibo, "They didn't need to announce it. That one glance, that one touch, that one forehead kiss, told us everything." Rumors are already swirling about a possible vacation together. A few sharp-eyed fans claim they both liked the same private resort in Bali on Instagram recently. Coincidence? Maybe. Or maybe it's the next chapter waiting to be written. As the world continues to speculate, analyze, and swoon over every frame of that now viral video, one thing remains crystal clear. The magic between Kai and Tan Songyun isn't just alive, it's thriving. And whether this leads to an official announcement, a new project, or simply a beautiful story unfolding away from the public eye, fans are ready. Ready to support. Ready to believe. Ready to fall in love all over again with a love story that began on screen, but might just be even more powerful off it. Stay tuned, because this is only the beginning of something extraordinary. If fans thought the initial sighting of Kai and Tan Songyun was explosive, they weren't ready for what happened next. Because what followed after that now legendary dinner was nothing short of cinematic. An unfolding love story so vivid, so intimate, it left even the coldest skeptics believing in fairy tales again. Let's go deeper into that night. The same night that has now been dubbed Shanghai's most romantic night by media outlets. After the couple left the restaurant hand in hand, they didn't head straight to Kai's car as originally assumed. Instead, witnesses spotted them taking a quiet stroll along the nearby riverside boardwalk. Yes, Kai and Tan Songyun walked, side by side, under the golden city lights like characters from a K-drama finale. There was no entourage, no managers, no screaming fans. Just two people, walking in silence, occasionally stopping to laugh, share a glance, or point out something in the skyline. A particularly breathtaking moment. A fan from a nearby rooftop cafe discreetly took a long-distance photo of the pair. Kai had taken off his jacket and placed it around Tan Songyun's shoulders as a cool breeze blew across the river. She looked up at him, caught mid-laugh, and he was staring at her with an expression that couldn't be faked. It was affection. Deep, overwhelming affection. It wasn't long before a street violinist nearby began playing a soft, melancholic tune. What happened next sent fans into a collective meltdown. Kai reached for Tan Songyun's hand, gave a slight bow, and pulled her into an impromptu slow dance right there on the pavement. Witnesses described it as surreal and straight out of a dream. He spun her slowly. It wasn't about dancing in public. It was like they forgot the world existed, a bystander said. You don't look at someone like that unless they mean everything to you. The video of that short dance has now racked up over 20 million views online. Hashtags like #ShanghaiLoveDance, #KaiTanSongyunMoments, and #fairytale in real life began trending instantly. And just when you thought it couldn't get any better, it did. As they finished the dance, Tan Songyun leaned her head against Kai's chest for a moment. He wrapped both arms around her tightly, resting his chin on her hair. The world blurred. The city seemed to hush. Nothing existed but them. People don't fake that kind of intimacy. Their connection, quiet, unforced, overflowing, spoke louder than any interview or social media post ever could. When they finally did return to the car, they weren't in a rush. Shukai opened the door for her once again, but this time, he paused. With one hand still holding the car door, he tilted Tan Songyun's chin up gently with the other. They exchanged a few soft words, their faces close. And then, no cameras, no flashes, no lights, just a private moment in the dark. He kissed her, not just on the forehead this time. A real kiss. Sweet, slow, reverent, like a man who had waited a long time to do that again. The SUV pulled away, disappearing into the heart of the night, leaving behind a trail of gasping fans, shocked reporters, and the sound of 1,000 hearts skipping a beat. This moment wasn't about fame or paparazzi. It wasn't a PR move or scripted romance. It was raw, honest, deliberate. And this is why fans are going wild. Across fan forums, the debate raged. Was this their soft launch? Or were Kai and Tan Songyun simply done hiding? One fan commented, "I've watched every drama they've been in. But this is better than any script. It's real life, and it's even more beautiful." Another said, "I feel like I just witnessed the ending scene of a romance movie. Except it's only the beginning." Interestingly, their agencies have maintained silence, neither confirming nor denying the situation. But insiders are already whispering that the two have been seeing each other quietly for over 6 months. One crew member from a recent variety show even spilled that Shukai would frequently smile at his phone, texting someone he saved under the contact name Cherry Blossom Union. And who else could that be? Another juicy tidbit. Tan Songyun was spotted wearing a delicate bracelet engraved with the letter K just a week ago. Coincidence? Fans don't think so. It's moments like these that remind people why they fell in love with this pair to begin with. They were never loud, never dramatic, always gentle, always real. Even in their dramas, their chemistry never felt like acting. It felt like watching two people fall in love, take after take. And now, it feels like we're watching the real-life sequel unfold right before our eyes. The streets of Shanghai may have quieted that night, but for the fans of Kai and Tan Songyun, that evening will echo forever. A night where love didn't need to shout. A night where a forehead kiss said everything. A night where silence screamed, "We found our way back to each other." And now the world is watching, hoping, praying, dreaming for what comes next. Will there be a joint vacation post? A couple appearance at an awards show? A surprise project featuring the two again? Whatever it is, one thing is clear. The spark between Kai and Tan Songyun didn't just return. It roared back to life. And no one can look away. Don't miss the next chapter of this fairy tale romance. White right pointing backhand index like, comment, share, and subscribe for more real life love stories that will leave you breathless.